So before we do anime, let's get the non-anime stuff out of the way. I got Super 8. Basically, I was on a walk with a couple of friends. Well, actually, a brother and a friend. And we stopped at Best Buy, saw this. Brother said he had heard about it and that it was interesting, so I decided to give it a shot. And during our walks, we talked about random things. We were talking about the second X-Men movie, and then we found that there was a Blockbuster still open somewhere nearby. So we went to the movies they were selling, and they were selling this collection of the 3 X-Men movies, and I wanted the second X-Men movie specifically. Kind of curious about rewatching the first one, don't care for the third one, but there you go. A simple 3 DVD set. So, let's get to the main course, the anime DVDs. Especially since we've got an important one in this box here. Assuming I can figure out how to open it. Maybe this. I think that was it. So, this is basically a right stuff, and this should be the usual important ones. Specifically, let's see, we got something for Japanese live action receipt. Another post-it note. If y'all are curious, they do ship a bit of these post-it notes with their stuff. Let's see. And then we've got the new DVDs that arrived today. Let's see. And I guess we'll just create a big pile because I got some stuff that arrived. So let's cover this one real fast. This would be a hentai, obviously, about bondage or something. Based on this character here, I do believe I've seen footage of this used in some adult source media compilation CDs. Let's see. We got this, which from what I can tell technically counts as anime because it's an American-Japan co-production designed to air in both places at once. And conceptually, the idea of an anime is you're looking for something that Japanese people had a part in making and was aimed at the Japanese market. Not specifically at the market, but the basic idea is you're kind of looking for things that a person who grew up in the Japanese culture might think that somebody in the Japanese culture might find entertaining. So this might fall under that purview. I have no clue what it is, other than the fact that apparently it's as seen on Nicktoons. Okay. Next up, we got the Blu-ray version of Bodacious Space Pirates. DVD version has not shipped yet. I wonder if Amazon just sent me something saying it won't arrive until the end of the month, or if I'm thinking of something else. There were a couple of delays emails today, so yeah, I don't know much about it, but at least this means I can watch it sooner rather than later. January 1st release was Mardock, Scramble, the second Combustion, and unlike the first Combustion, I don't think we have to worry about a director's cut here, because I think the director's cut for Mardock, Scramble for the first movie was the cut that they put on the Blu-ray. So it's a bit like Evangelion, the rebuild of Evangelion stuff with concerning 1.0 and 1.11 and 2.22, where basically 1.0 was the first DVD release, and then they cleaned up some stuff from theaters, some darkness issues, some additional scenes, like 5 minutes of additional scenes, I think. And then for the Blu-ray release, that was 1.11. I hope I'm remembering the numbers right. I can't get these stupid plastic off. Oh well. And I think for Mardock, Scramble, the first Combustion, they did it, and that's why second Combustion is a bit more reasonable. Same disc art. Well, I guess today's not a super huge update, but we do get this nice NIS release, Ground Control to Psychoelectric Girl. I wonder if this is a Blu-ray release or Blu-ray DVD release. I don't pay attention. Well, it says Blu-ray DVD. So let's actually open this, take a peek at this latest NIS wonder. So, one of these days I will stop bumping the camera. So we got your standard discs here. This is the way they do their combo DVD Blu-ray releases. You got your Blu-ray, your DVD. So that's Earth, that's Jupiter. That's the Galaxy on the Blu-ray, and set the moon. I think that's either the moon or another galaxy. Having trouble parsing it. DVD version. A lot of this stuff looks familiar because I think I've seen random artwork of this, so I'm quite curious. You get your standard booklet with text, lots of drawings. Yeah, okay. This looks like a interesting one. Series looks like it could be nice. I guess I'll find out by actually watching it. I guess I'm quite surprised that that's everything. Oh. Oh well. It's an okay update, I guess. I guess it's kind of funny. The the only anime I guess I watched over the course of the past week is The Quasar of Stigmata. And that's right. I think last time I kind of mentioned while receiving it that I was quite curious about it. Did I say that? I don't remember. So, yeah, I guess if that's the only thing I watch, I can talk about it. So it deals with a rather perverted idea of people named Quasars who get their powers, superpowers, or fuel their superpowers through human breast milk, which is a rather absurd concept. Feels like it's stepping slightly further into certain bounds that most fan service anime don't try to. But the thing that surprised me is that once I wrapped my head around that and just accepted that for what it was, everything else about the show is actually pretty good. I really like the fact that it feels like this show, the main character is actually one of the female characters as opposed to the male character like these tend to be. I think so. And just their rules for combat have been, I think, better. A whole lot of shows kind of try and deal with sort of elementals approach to fighting thing, and this one is more of a periodic table of elements approach to people fighting each other, and it takes some interesting, silly little turns here and there, and maybe not as accurate as other things about elements, but probably more informative in a certain degree. So overall, I felt like, despite the ridiculous premise, it was kind of approaching this genre of fan servicey anime from a very different angle than I've ever felt, I guess. So I actually kind of appreciate it a lot. So you can add that to another thing that I'm waiting for more of. I think last week I mentioned Penguin Drum, and I'm really curious about more of that. And there's plenty of things. So I guess, having said that, the question becomes, what hasn't been, or what was my time spent otherwise? So the only things that come to mind, I think the Intense Minecraft project happened before the update, so that pretty much leaves, yeah, that pretty much just leaves the everything I've done afterwards, which is I've been ripping anime DVDs to completely recover the anime media server and to get it back into having all my DVDs, because, you know, I took the break from that when I took the break for the car stuff. So back there, I don't know if y'all can see them. Those are the only DVDs that aren't ripped and put on the server yet. And I'm probably going to get them on there tomorrow evening. Yeah, I think that's a pretty accurate guess. And that's actually pretty happy. The other thing I've done is, I've had the anime media server, and I've always enjoyed having immediate access to any of my anime DVDs. One thing I've never tried to do is setting things up so I could take the content from my anime DVD and stream it to myself at another location, basically. And I made actually really good progress in that regard over the weekend. Basically, I got the playing end of things right. The ripping end, I'm pretty sure I know how to do it. I just need to put a system in place so that I can start entering data about series so that the program can convert everything in the method that I want it to. But yeah, I did that, and I guess that explains what I've been spending my time doing, because beyond that, what I've been watching is two things. One, part of my testing process of making sure I'm getting this working right was ripping a bunch of anime openings and endings that I really like, about 77 of them, according to my last count, and just having them playing randomly so that I can be somewhere else at work, listening to music in the background or watching anime openings during lunch. Never watching in the background, since that would be way too distracting from work. It just needs to be the music. But mostly during lunch, though, I have been streaming Avatar The Last Airbender, and on that regard, I've been watching Avatar The Last Airbender, or rather, rewatching it. So it's not a Japanese animation, and so it's not an anime, but it took some really good things from anime, some really good concepts. So if you want a really good example of an animation that was not made by a Japanese or for a Japanese audience, whatever, Avatar The Last Airbender is spectacular. I always remember good things about it, and rewatching it again, there were some things that I just didn't remember feeling the first time I watched it that I'm pretty sure I did. And what can I say? I really appreciate it. Why Avatar The Last Airbender? Mostly because the DVDs for Avatar The Last Airbender, it's really easy to tell something to just rip one episode, because one episode is one chapter of one title on the DVD, so you just increment the chapters by one. The disadvantage is this means on your DVD player, if you press skip, you skip to the next episode. But from a ripping perspective, if you just want to see how one entire episode works, that's actually really good. And because I started doing that, it kind of turned into something where let's see, I guess I've only got 5 episodes left. So that means I watched 56 episodes of it. So it's okay. That's probably what I've spent all of my extra time doing, because I haven't been playing video games. Tonight, my company that came over, we played. He played Batman Arkham City, but I kind of want him to play because he knows how to play, where to go, what to do, and it gives me a chance to catch up on putting DVDs back on my media server so that I can finally get that project caught up. unfortunately, you know, this streaming stuff is for my own personal use. I can't really use it for y'all because, well, that probably breaks copyright law pretty blatantly, and my bandwidth couldn't handle it. But I guess in terms of knowing how it works and maybe telling other people the steps I did to make it work, it might not be too bad. I'll have to think if I can do that. The problem is that I don't have any good way to video capture content off of a computer. So I will probably have to... find, set up a new video capture station at some point. And I don't know how long that's going to be. I do have the plans for eventually building a new computer based around this hard drive. Want to have 4 computers in the apartment that can play Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2, just in case I get people coming over and we all want to play Left 4 Dead. Always nice to leave options open. But outside of having done that, there's the issue that I just don't have any... My previous video capture device is a little dead, and I've been thinking it sounds like a good time to try and update the video capture stuff. Maybe see if I can do something in Linux. I'm going to have to think about it and find out. Oh well. But once I can do that, then I can probably start doing a technical walkthrough of certain aspects of the media server and how I got it streaming to myself, so that if you want to figure out how to do it this way, you can. Although that said, a lot of it is very much a person living on his own, streaming an anime media to himself using his own solutions, so to speak. The only thing, I mean, there's other people's software I'm using, but it's me having copies of their software as opposed to me writing everything completely from scratch, or going out there and saying, oh yeah, I'll just stream it through this service out there. I'm sure services out there can do it, but so I guess for most people it won't make sense. Oh well. I can always talk about the headaches I went through figuring it out. So hopefully I will put this new computer together sooner rather than later. But current plan right now is, well, to be honest, there have been Reddit posts about a Ultimate Madoka figurine that look appealing, and I think next week, which would be when my next paycheck hits, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And another DVD or another hard drive for the anime media server, so then I can take that DVD, put it in my bigger server, the one that's doing all the streaming, and then have a disc in there for DVD conversion to MPEG-4 files. But I guess that's really my concern, and y'all will get to jealously see how it goes, I guess. So other than that, y'all try to get more sleep than I have, because I've been not giving myself sleep, and y'all have a nice week.